Hey YouTube, it's Alex and I'm here today with my boyfriend Mitchell and we ordered a new Pacific Rim Cherno Alpha toy from NECA.
Alright, NECA is basically your go-to for the Pacific Rim action figure, whatever you want to call it. Just about, it's either NECA or McFarlane that are going to do anything movie or game tie-in. Like, I think NECA did the Assassin's Creed models, like the toy tie-ins. But I could be wrong, it might have been McFarlane,
So we ordered this guy off of Amazon.
It was $25? Yeah, with shipping, so that's pretty good price. It's wave 1 and prices are only going to go up on these guys. There was a 2-pack for Coyote Tango and Cherno Alpha for like $50, but I decided to just get the Cherno. Because Coyote did not have good reviews. Has good reviews.
And Cherno's our favorite. We're actually planning on a couple cosplaying the pilots from the movie, so we're really excited about that. Okay, go ahead and rip into him.
As you might know, the Russians have a habit of just about nailing anything they can with legs and arms and sending it off to fight. So Russia's like, gee, what do we have lying around? Well, we have extra nuclear reactors from Chernobyl, so why don't we just staple some legs to it and some arms, and what would you know? You've got Cherno Alpha.
Yeah, that's pretty much Cherno.
Ah, that fresh plastic smell. God, I'm going to have a headache. Alright, so Cherno out of the box. I'll take him out of the child-proof ties.
Yeah.
They're also adult-proof, so be warned. Very much warned.
These are the kind of ties that I just cut into with scissors.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, fuck that.
Or, she could tell me that ahead of time, so I don't like an idiot. But the show must go on. Anyhow, so Cherno is Russian. It patrolled the border of Russia for multiple years before finally being moved. They don't tell you anything. Before being finally moved to Hong Kong to support the assault on the Rift with the rest of the Jaegers from the movie Pacific Rim. There was the Chinese one, which is Crimson Typhoon. The American, Gypsy Danger. Australian, I just asked you what it was.
Striker Eureka.
There we go.
That's it. That's the
jackpot.
Australian.
And then Cherno Alpha, which is our personal favorite. So.
But for some reason, the packaging says that this is a Mark IV, but in the movie, it's
a Mark I model.
As a Mark I.
I mean, it's a fucking nuclear reactor on legs. All right, so it's going to be as primitive as it gets.
Pretty much. Because there was that conversation they had with what was it? The poster child.
Raleigh.
Yeah, well...
They didn't talk.
They talked to him and they were like, oh yeah, well... When he went into the Rift, spoilers, he was like, we're a nuclear reactor. And that's how they blew up the Rift.
Oh yeah, and Gypsy Danger,
he was a Mark I.
Yeah,
they were Mark I,
No,
right?
Gypsy Danger was Mark III. But they were still a nuclear reactor. They eventually had a fusion reactor by the end, but it was still nuclear and analog. This is literally a nuclear reactor.
Seriously, look at the head.
I'm gonna punch you, bitch. I'm just kidding. Alright, so you see... This is him. Banana for scale. No, I'm just kidding.
Banana for scale.
That's from Emiko. Okay, so you've got the hands are reposable, because in the movie they have in their hands, you may be able to see, oh, the hands also move out, like the pistons from the movie, where they beat the piss out of a kaiju with them. The hands have the thing inside them called the roll of nickels, which, as you know, if you put a roll of nickels in your hand and punch someone, it's going to hurt them a lot more and it won't hurt your hands as much. They have their mechanical one, not painted at all. It kind of just blends in, which could have done better, but I'll take what I can get for Cherno Alpha, being as rare as he is for a background character to even get a model.
Yeah.
So
isn't he's kind of like toy grade. He's not really...
He is model grade, but like really, really low grade model grade. Like, look, the thing is...
He's squeaky.
Well, it's because he's new. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, the head, that
doesn't pivot at all.
It pivots a little bit. His head pivots a little bit. It's not really supposed to. This is not his head. That is his head.
I didn't know that.
The cockpit is right in here in the chest. Because I thought it was up here too, but that's actually just lights in their conning tower and the cooling units. This is their face. Oh. Excuse me. See the little cockpit right there?
Oh yeah. Give it a close-up if you can get close enough.
See the cockpit right in the middle of the chest? Which, on a tactical standpoint, makes sense. You don't want to have your head right here, like, say, Crimson Typhoon, who had its head right here and yoinked his head right off, which is a shame.
Intense scene.
Intense like camping? Ha ha ha. Puns. I'm sorry I do that. But, okay, his feet decently posable, but you can easily see the joint visible there, so it's kind of disappointing that you can see his joint so visibly, as you can see.
Yeah.
But I'll take, like I said, I'll take what I can get for a background character. Okay. It's like a, it's kind of, if you've ever been...
It's got a really weird joint system.
Yeah,
do that in front of the camera for
us. Okay. It's got a ball joint in the foot as well as in the leg.
So
it rotates forward and backwards and a little bit left and right, but truly it's more of like a shock absorbing system. It's not going to be like super flexible because it's not to be organic. It's a lot more as like a Mark I. It's meant to be big, bulky, and a tank. You see the thing coming at you, and if you're not a kaiju or in your own digger, you're going the other direction. The middle parts are flaps in the movie. I assume they're for cooling. They do not move on the toy. Really, his chest pivots, which is nice, which is good. Decent amount. I mean, he's a Mark I, so you're not expecting him to have a lot of posability, because truly, in canon-wise, he's not. There we go. Let's just put him here. He's not going to have a lot of movement.
I really like the piston system.
On the piston, because in the movie it pops out and punches him in the face, and it comes out on both hands. Pistons.
Reminds me of those Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Yeah, it's like a big ass Rock'em Sock'em robot that's here to kick some ass and save the day. Unfortunately, they die in the movie really fast. If you read the book, as she has, and I've read part of it at least, the Russians have a little bit more talking time, and they're really freaking awesome. Ukrainian hard house all the way. But like I said, their wrists do not pivot. It's basically like a steam train kind of design. Like he comes at you and then boom, punches you in the face with a little pistony hands.
He's really blocky, but like we said, not much fluid movement. But for, a movie grade model, he's cute. I like him.
The paint is good, not the best, but there's definitely worse ones.
It's canon. I've seen worse.
Yeah,
I've seen worse.
So definitely, he stands really well. I mean, as long as you're not going to pose him on his legs, like really agile, he can stand up really easily. And because, the way his feet are, he will stand up. And like, I have trouble posing Gundams or my Revolotech.
Bring one in here just to if you want to compare fluidity of some of these guys to him, it might be good. He's got a whole shelf of Evangelions and stuff, and we'll do videos on those guys soon. But for now,
let's compare.
Comparisons.
This is Tall Geese from Gundam Wing.
Is he Bandai?
It is to Bandai Tamashii Nations.
Okay.
But he'll get to him. Cherno, move there. This is Evangelion Unit 1 from Neon Genesis Evangelion. This is the rebuild model. The original ones are more clunky, a little bit more robotic. Their chest pieces look like they're football players. They're massive. These are a little bit more organic, a little bit more fluid. But speaking of the lines of detail and articulation, we have full range of movement in Eva's. Their wrists move, their hands move, everything moves. It's incredibly posable.
Fluid, organic, beautiful.
Incredibly awesome. And
the only issue with these guys is they don't stand up.
Well, because they're organic, so you have to, they have feet. They actually have regular feet.
Right.
Or like slippers. They look kind of like slippers. These are not feet.
They're not feet.
These are, literally, vice grips on the ground. Yeah, he is going to stand, and he is not going to move. Right. That is Cherno. Now, a little bit closer to Cherno, kind of like a happy medium, is Tall Geese. Tall Geese, being the prototype based off data from Wing Gundam, I'm going to nerd out a little bit, and used with a Leo model, see his feet? Kind of like Cherno's, kind of organic, but kind of pylon. A little bit boxier, a little bit heavier, so he has better weight distribution. Honestly, same deal with Evangelion Unit 1. More posable, hands can move, but this is two different types of craftsmanship. American company, Japanese company. You kind of expect that from people. Then again, Japanese wouldn't be making Cherno because it's a Western thing. But regardless, Cherno, for what it is... Togi's get out of here. For what Cherno Alpha is, besides being fucking tall, I mean, he stands head and shoulders over my Tall Geese, and then Eva...
He's like shoulder height on that.
They're shoulder height, and this guy's just big, alright?
He's big. He's great, though. I'm glad we added him to the collection.
Yeah, he's big, he's bulky, he's not agile, but if you're looking for something for a pretty decent price for now, by the way, also pick up the older ones if you can, because they're only going to go up in price. The Strike Eureka is already up to $60. But if you want something big, bulky, and just mean-looking, and just to, complement your armory, or if you want to give your dolls, because that's what she usually handles. You want to give them a little pet to walk around or something, like a guard guy.
He's a cutie.
This, you could look no further, because he's short, kinda. He's kinda short, kinda stumpy, kinda humorous looking, like you could see him trying to reach a tall shelf. Shelf. See him trying to get the tall shelf, and he can't really do it, as you know. So, I mean, you can use him to any type of, like, posability that he has. Generally,
limited range.
It's limited range, but he's adorable.
Great for what he is. He's definitely more toy grade than he is model grade.
Like these,
such as these guys.
Like I would not take them out to play.
But
this guy I could screw around with.
Yeah, exactly. He's a little more durable if you said drop.
I could drop him on the ground and he would not.
Exactly.
He'd be like whoops-a-daisy. That's the Russians for you. Anyways, though, that?
Yeah. So this is Cherno, and he is NECA's. NECA.
I think it's second wave, could be third wave of NECA Pacific Rim figures.
Yeah. So.
Along with Coyote Tango, Knife Head, and what's the last one? Trespasser.
Yeah,
all right.
So 2 kaijus, Coyote Tango, and this guy. That's their wave for this one. He was just recently released. When did you ordered him like the day before he came out, right?
27th of April, I think he released. So if you're gonna get him now and get the Coyote Tango, get the 2-pack. They're cheaper that way. If you want to get them both eventually.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and can't wait to do another review. Yay! Yeah.